She's not what you'd expect. She's tough and feisty, but gentle and tender. She makes millions and gives millions to the poor. She cries, she laughs, she teaches, she comforts. This is the Dani Johnson Show.
Hi, I'm Dani Johnson. Welcome to the Dani Johnson Show. Hey, did you know that your 4.0 could actually be hurting you? Yeah, no joke. There are literally companies, large corporations, that when they get a resume with 4.0 on it, they shred them. They even shred some resumes where people have, especially in the IT world, certain higher level certifications. They actually shred those too. How could this be possible? You work so hard, right? You work so hard for that 4.0, and yet there's some people that will not accept you because of it. Well, we actually asked some people about this, and we found that, well, I have two colleagues, actually, that they were the ones who told me that's what they did in corporate America, like where they came from. One who came from several different corporations that right away, it's like, meh, shred it, wouldn't even look at it, which I think is like so lame. But I think it's really important that you're watching this right now so that you know maybe you shouldn't put those things on your resume. They might not be helping you, even though like you worked so hard and you're like, yes, you know, you should be impressed with how hardworking I am. So Chris Thomas actually wrote this on our Facebook page. He says he never looks at the GPA. He looks at their soft skills. You know, I don't like that term soft skills. I really don't. I have a beef with it. I have a real beef with it. So what is soft skills? Like, it sounds like it's soft skills, right? Soft, like soft, you know, kind of like my thighs are soft or my arms are flabby. Like, wrong, right? Soft skills. What are soft skills? Like, do you even know what soft skills are? Well, if you're like me a few years ago, well, like a decade ago, I didn't know what the term soft skills was. And every time I heard someone say it, I was like, meh. You know, I wasn't happy about it. What is a soft skill? It's people skills. Can you believe they call that soft skills? People skills are so much rarer and so much harder to use than what? I got an engineering degree, right? That's like technical, logical, easy. Like that kind of stuff is easier than soft skills. It should be called hard skills, not soft skills. It should be called brilliant skills. It should be called like leadership skills. It should be called something than soft skills. We look for soft skills. I want to know who is the person that ever coined that phrase, because I got a beef with them. Because here's the facts. The so-called soft, like soft skills. Like, what man wants to have soft skills? None. That's an emasculating term, right? In fact, what woman wants to have soft skills? Okay, well, wait. Soft skin. I want soft skin. I want my face to look like a baby's butt. That ain't gonna happen at 50. Okay, you know, you want, you know, nice soft curves, but none of us want to be flabby. None of us want to be like, Jell-O would be nice, honestly. Jell-O is firm, okay? But whoever coined that? It makes me so mad. Soft skills is largely what causes you to have less stress at work. Not your engineering skills, not your like technical skills. No, like stress comes because of a lack of soft skills, okay? A lack of people skills, a lack of knowing how to motivate people, a lack of character, right? A lack of leadership. Those things create a crazy amount of stress in the marketplace. They create a crazy amount of stress at home. And so when we're talking about this conversation of your 4.0 can hurt you, if you do not possess soft skills, come on, what term can we come up with? I think we need to come up with something different because I don't like it. I think it's really lame, and it certainly isn't motivating for anyone to want to learn those skills, even though it is the key and is the answer to less stress. It's the answer to the team actually moving forward collectively, helping other people and helping each other and achieving a goal. It actually is, the soft skills, is actually what helps to achieve things. Like your quarterly numbers, your monthly goals, because you cannot do it on your own. It takes a team to become successful. And if you don't possess the soft skills, then you're going to have a really hard time making any of that happen. And in most cases, you're not going to be able to make it happen. So I don't know. Let's rally together. Come on, let's brainstorm. I want you and me to come up with a totally different term other than this stupid term, soft skills. So a lot of people put so much attention on like, okay, these are my accomplishments, and it's more on the, I don't know, do you call it hard skills? Like, is that what that's called? Hard skills? I don't know. Ugh, it makes me mad. But check this out. You know, some people believe that they have to have a 4.0 in order to succeed in life. And I'm here to tell you, beep, wrong answer. I never had one. Yep. Nope. Okay, well, I did once. But I really didn't earn it. I dropped out of high school when I was pregnant. Yep, September 4th, I found out that I was pregnant with my first child. It was the second day of my fourth day of my senior year, something in there, right? And I'd gone to Planned Parenthood to get on birth control because I had become sexually active about 3 months before. When the nurse came in, she told me that they could not put me on birth control because I was already pregnant. What? Proceeded to give me some options of, like abortion or whatever. And so anyway, I dropped out of school and I had already worked one job. So then I added another job because my boyfriend, who I thought we were going to get married, which we had always talked about getting married, that puppy love stuff, when you're 12, 13, 14, 15, whatever. Anyway, so he made it very, very clear. He broke up. He started dating and sleeping with somebody else. So it was clear that I was going to have to provide for me and my child on my own. And I was quite excited about it, to be honest with you. So then somebody convinced me that, you need to graduate. If you don't graduate, you're not going to be able to ever get a job. If you don't graduate, you're never going to make it in life. And so you got to at least get your diploma. You at least have to finish school. Okay, so I ended up being bedridden with that pregnancy, almost lost my life and the baby's life. And so I ended up moving in with the school secretary, and because my parents disowned me. And so I moved in with the school secretary, and I'm sorry to say it, and I'm not proud of it. It's not the right thing to do. But she left the books, the answer keys underneath her bed. So I finished the last 4 classes that I needed to get to graduate. And sadly, I didn't learn a single thing. I got the diploma, and guess what? No one has ever asked me for it. So I did graduate with a 4.0, but I did not earn that 4.0. I cheated, sadly. Wrong. Really wrong. Not a smart thing to do. Wasn't good character. It was bad. It was really, really bad. So nonetheless, prior to that, like any school that I had to do myself, I never got a 4.0. The closest I ever got is one time my junior year, I got straight A's and a D. I got a D in geometry. And that was with a tutor. That was with a tutor. Could you imagine if I didn't have a tutor? I'd have to take geometry. I probably would still be taking geometry 30 years later trying to figure it out. Okay, anyway. So check this out. This is so interesting. An employee at Bloomberg writes, someone that can study and perfect their study habits to gain a perfect 4.0 with no experience and possibly no interest in working in the field and possibly no people skills will lose out over a person with a slightly lower GPA who has shown an interest in working in the field and proof of strong people skills. So these are people who are hiring at Bloomberg. Okay, big corporation, right? To be considered, I've been inside there. I've done a ton of interviews in there. It's like a really cool place to walk through and to experience. But they look for people skills more than a GPA. Check this out. According to Inc.com, some of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world performed marginally in college and dropped out without even graduating. You ready to hear the list? Mark Zuckerberg. What? Billionaire. Yeah. Bill Gates. Whoa. Billionaire. Thomas Jefferson. Ooh. Kind of like, formed a whole new nation. That's a legacy for you. Walt Disney. Oh. James Cameron. Who's that? Frank Lloyd Wright. I don't even know who that is. But Trisha does, because she's the one that did the research and she wrote the names down. She knows who they are. So there you go. So, and you know what's really sad is that parents often really press the heck out of their kids to get 4.0s. And the parents are completely ignorant to really actually understand what skills their kids actually should have. that will really prepare them. So according to Bloomberg, they look for people skills more than a GPA, and you could be just like driving your kid hard, man. You could be pressurizing them. They've got stress. They're on antidepressants. They have anti-anxiety pills because you're pressurizing them so bad to get a 4.0. And what's that about? So you can say, my kid has a 4.0. Give me a break, dude. You're not even setting them up for success. Whoever told us that our kids getting a 4.0 was setting them up for success? I'm not saying don't get a 4.0. That's not what I'm saying. Don't mince my words, fool. What I am saying is watch your motives, and you better teach them other skills. There's other more important skills than that 4.0, like people skills, emotional skills, thinking, critical thinking skills, the ability to solve problems, the ability to solve problems with people, even higher level skill. Those skills are more important. And how are we teaching our kids to fail? Oh, by letting them fight with their siblings. Yeah. Letting them harbor resentment and bitterness towards their siblings. Not having open conversations with you. Drawing out of them their opinion, how they think about things. But instead, it's open your mouth. I'm going to fill it. I'm going to fill your mind with what I want you to think like and how you should act and where you should go to church and what color you should wear every day and who you should vote for. Go conservative. No, go Democrat. Right? Like we don't impart. We force, almost in a dictatorship, upon our children how we think. You know what's funny about that? Is we don't even like the way we think. Do you actually like the way you think? No, you don't. Which is why you have a therapist, you're on antidepressants, right? Why you complain, drink, why you have the debt. So the way you think has produced the life that you have. It has produced the work environment in which you're working in. Are you catching what I'm saying? So literally you're producing you're producing a duplicate of you, and you don't even like you. Have you thought about this? You don't even like you. You don't even like your life. And yet, it's because I didn't go to college is why those kind of words don't come out of my mouth, right? It has to be, right? I didn't go to college. But I'm a multimillionaire who has had influence over millions of people. Millions of people. Doing what? I've taught them people skills. I've taught them critical thinking skills. I've taught them how to solve people problems. I've taught them how to raise their value in the marketplace and make more money, and then what to do with that money, how to become an investor through critical thinking skills. So listen up. Today we're talking about your work. We're talking about 4.0s getting shredded. We're talking about famous entrepreneurs that are billionaires, influential people that didn't even make it through college or marginally made it through school, barely made it. It's not that education. It's all the other education that they got that's not on a diploma. It's the other things that matter more important than what that piece of paper says. So you better watch yourself if you're trying to press the next generation as a dictator and you are forming their mind to be just like you. Because if you're broke, it's better for you to tie a millstone around your neck and throw yourself into the deep. If you are that average 98%er who has $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 worth of credit card debt, you've got 2 cars that you owe $80,000 between the 2 of them on. You've got a house that's too big and too expensive, living well above your means. Hello? And you are polluting the mind of your child by living like that. And you're teaching them by example how to put chains around their neck, tape on their mouth, chains around their hands and on their feet. And somehow they're supposed to succeed through life if they get a 4.0. Really? Friend, wake up and smell the hummus. Wake up. Let's look at the reality. What does it really take to succeed? Do you even know? Is it time you learn? Yes, it is. Can you learn? Yes, you can. Listen, my stepdad, who I thought was my dad, really pressed me for a 4.0. Like oh gosh, man, he just put so much pressure on me. So much pressure. And I would get called every nasty name in the book when I didn't get the kind of grades that he thought I should be able to get, not even realizing that I had a learning disability. Like, let's not even consider that. He didn't go to college. Hello? Yeah, but like, let's pressure somebody else into college. Let's force your kid to have your dream. And a lot of parents do that. They decide already what they want their kid to be. They have their dream for their kid. And what do? They force that as a dictator on their kid. That kid doesn't want that. And your dream for them is not their dream for them. And they're going to do what they're going to do. The hope is they become more successful. So do you know what you're missing in order to have the success that you want? Do you know where it is that you are lacking? Have you ever stopped for a minute and looked at it? Like, for example, are you in debt? Do you know why you're in debt? Oh, come on. Here comes all the excuses and here comes all the blame. Well, I got sick. How'd you get sick? How'd you get sick? Oh, because you weren't taking care of yourself. Oh, because you were sitting down watching TV instead of doing something active. Oh, because of the drive-thrus. Oh, because I'm too busy. I can't cook. Okay. I don't know how to cook. That's nonsense. So whatever the debt reason is there for, the fact is that you don't possess the skills. You don't possess the financial skills, just like I didn't possess the financial skills. I didn't possess the financial skills to succeed financially. So we kept up going in debt, further in debt, further in debt. Every decade, it was horrible. Until we like, ding, I had a coconut fly on my head and go, whew, I woke up. I woke up from my drunken stupor of my own choices. I was a spendaholic who had all the same fruit that an alcoholic has. It's all addiction. Had to change. Had to learn new skills. Had to develop different character. Had to search out some things. So listen, how long do you want to stay in the place you're in? How long do you want to continue to sell things to people that are not true? Like the philosophy of a 4.0. Go to college, get a good education, vote Democrat. Whatever it is, you're brainwashing your kids to believe that that hasn't even made you happy, hasn't even helped your life, hasn't even moved you forward. It's time to stop doing that, and it's time to start positioning yourself to win and positioning your kids to win and learning really what it takes to actually succeed. Do you know what the 12 laws of success are? Do you know the specific areas of skills that all successful, financially independent people have? Do you know the way that the truly wealthy, I'm talking about wealth of family and relationships and fun and health and finances, the full picture of wealth, do you know how they think, how they make decisions? Do you even know those answers? It might be good to know those answers so you can teach your kids those answers. If you don't, you can start right here. First steps to wealth, it's free. So don't even let that out of your mouth. Oh, I knew she's going to sell me something. Don't even let that out of your mouth. It's free, fool. Don't be stupid. Why is it free? Because I'm financially independent and I actually care about you. I actually care about your kids, actually. I actually care about your grandkids. Probably, sadly, more than many of your family. Because if we really cared about our family, we would set them up for success. We would not have this happenstance, hope and pray for the best nonsense of a plan for grooming the next generation for success. We'd make sure that they are fully equipped to truly succeed, not fully equipped to be another 98%er who ends up dead or dead broke at the age of 65, dependent on their family, friends, and federal government for their main source of income. It's free. So before you think I'm trying to make money on you, try again. I'm trying to help you create wealth. I was a homeless woman, high school dropout. Come on, who managed to create wealth. You want to know how? It's inside these pages. You can download a copy at DaniJohnson.com, or if you would like, you want to have a physical copy, you pay the shipping to get the physical copy to you. I will send you the $15 book. I think that's more than a fair deal. I'm putting twice as much in than what you're putting in. So you put some skin in the game. And if you are one of those of oh, Dani, my gosh, you're I feel naked right now. Good, I'm glad. I'm glad. Because it's time for you to step up, rise up, and do something phenomenal with your life. It's time to walk away from all of these beliefs and ways that you've been living and decisions that you've been making that have kept you stuck in the same cycle of debt, the same cycle of poor relationships, the same cycle of mediocrity, the same cycle of boring marriages, the same cycle of unfulfilled work life, all that cycle. You want to break the cycle and you're deadly serious about it? Then come join me at a live 3-day event where we get deep inside of that book, where you actually are trained and developed with the mindset, with the skill sets. You're trained and developed with the people skills that all of these billionaires have. You're trained and developed with the financial skills that all of these billionaires have. They were everyday average people, just like you, just like me. You can make it, friend. But it's going to take you making a decision. It's going to take you stepping up, rising up. It's going to take you making an investment in yourself. And if you go to the site now, DaniJohnson.com, click on events, First Steps to Success, you will see you'll see the dates right there. Don't wait for it to come to you. You need to come to that city that is right there on that site. Click on it. Right now, you're going to save hundreds of dollars if you register right now. You're not going to get the price any cheaper than what it is right now. And by the way, you've blown far more than the registration fee for this event. The event should be $5,000. It should be. Maybe one day it will be. But for right this minute, it's taking place right now. This is the cost. Get it. Click add to cart. It's the most important decision that you will ever make ever in your life. The most important decision that's going to pull the best out of those that are around you, help you set your kids up for success, help you set yourself up for success, no longer living in this rut, in this cycle of disaster, the cycle of mediocrity, the cycle of boring. Come on, friend. You weren't put on this earth to live that way. It's time for you to join us, this community that is living it, living the dream, living financial freedom, living knowing that we are training up the next generation on how they can succeed in this life. All right, that's it from me. Thanks so much for joining us today. Listen, I know I was rough with you today, but sometimes that's just what has to happen, right? Sometimes you got to be shaken up, woken up, in order for you to step up. So share this with somebody else. Somebody else needs to hear this. If you love anybody in your life, share this with them. And if you hate somebody in your life, share this with them because it might change their life and you might not hate them anymore. They might not be the jerk anymore because they're going to learn how to not be anymore. All right, we'll talk to you soon. God bless. Bye.